A long, long time ago, when giant ferns brushed the sky and volcanoes smoked in the distance,
lived a young dinosaur named Tino. Tino was a small triceratops with 3 shiny horns and feet that went clump, clump, clumped wherever he walked. But Tino had one problem. He had lost his roar. Every morning, all the dinosaurs in the Great Valley greeted the rising sun with their mighty voices.
the pteranodons screeched from the cliffs. The stegosauruses bellowed.
And the Tyrannosaurus Rex let out a thunderous roar that shook the ground. But when Tino opened his mouth, all that came out was a tiny, squeaky eep. The other dinosaurs chuckled kindly.
"Don't worry, little one," said Luma, the wise old Brachiosaurus, whose neck stretched higher than the tallest tree.
"Sometimes a roar hides until you're brave enough to find it." Tino's cheeks flushed. He wanted a roar so loud it would reach the mountaintops. So he decided to go on a journey to find his missing roar. The quest begins. Tino trotted past swaying fern forests and crossed a bubbling stream where fish darted like silver arrows. On the other side, he found his friend Pico, the pteranodon. "Where are you going, Tino?" asked Pico, swooping down. "I'm searching for my roar," Tino explained. "Well, maybe the wind can teach you," Pico said, flapping his wings. "When I fly high above the trees, the wind whistles louder than any roar." Tino climbed a rocky hill and tried to roar into the wind. He opened his mouth wide, the breeze rushing past his face, and shouted, "Ee!" The wind only carried his squeak farther. Tino sighed. His roar was still missing. The shadowy forest next. Tino wandered into the shadowy forest, where the trees grew close together and strange noises echoed in the dark. His footsteps crunched on fallen leaves. "Maybe I'll find my roar here," he whispered. Suddenly, a rustle came from the bushes. Out popped Mira, the Ankylosaurus, her spiky tail swinging. "Tino, you scared me?" She laughed. "What are you doing all alone in the forest?" "I'm looking for my roar," Tino said.
Mira thought for a moment.
"Sometimes I bang my tail against rocks. It makes a booming sound. Maybe you can find your roar by making noise too." So Tino stomped his feet clomped. CLOMP. And tried again. "Holla, holla, holla. Hey, no roar. Just another squeak." Tino drooped his head. The volcano's challenge at last. Tino reached the edge of the valley, where a volcano rumbled and smoke curled into the sky. The ground trembled beneath his feet. Suddenly, the shadows grew larger. Thump, thump, thump. Out of the smoke appeared a T-Rex, tall and fearsome, with teeth like daggers and eyes that gleamed in the firelight. Tino froze. His heart pounded. "What are you doing in my part of the valley, little hornface?" The T-Rex growled. Tino trembled. But then he remembered Luma S-words. Sometimes a roar hides until you re-brave enough to find it. He stood tall, planted his feet, puffed up his chest, and took the deepest breath of his life. And then it happened. Rah! The valley shook. Birds exploded into the sky. Even the volcano seemed to rumble louder in answer. The T-Rex blinked in surprise. "Well, that's a roar worthy of a king. You're braver than you look, little Triceratops." Tino's eyes widened. He had done it. He had found his roar. The return home, Tino raced back through the forest, across the stream, and up the rocky hill. He roared to Pico and Mira, and they cheered. When he reached the Great Valley, the sun was rising. All the dinosaurs lifted their heads to roar at the dawn. And this time, when Tino opened his mouth, his mighty roar joined theirs louder than he ever imagined. From that day on, Tino wasn't just the tiny Triceratops who had lost his roar. He was Tino the Brave, whose roar echoed across mountains, rivers, and forests, reminding every dinosaur that even the smallest can be mighty when they believe in themselves. The end. Subscribe for more.